Go.
Alright guys, back to doing videos, and back to outside, because is my voice echoing? Echoing? Oh well, whatever. Why don't you step out here, so it doesn't echo. Presses. Overhead presses, that's going to be our skill/strength portion for the day. I don't necessarily need to talk about mobility. Today is, as you can probably see from all the movements that are listed below you, there's a lot of stuff to do today, okay? So, in terms of mobility, just work out the stuff that is, problematic for you. I'm not going to necessarily mandate anything in particular. If you want suggestions, though, I can supply them. Anyway, so presses, of which we might want to overhead, mobilize our overhead or whatever. Presses, elbows underneath, core is tight, butt, stomach, etc. Head is kind of out of the way, and we get a little bit of torque, right? How do I show this? I don't even know. On the bar. So bending the bar that way, kind of getting our elbow pits to face, that direction as we kind of turn our hands that way, right? So, as we go up, we end, and we come down, right? So we can kind of, as we get to the top, I don't really know your orientation, how actually you can show this, but as we go up, we try to stay in front as much as we can, and at the very end, we can kind of turn our elbow out just a little bit, okay? But you want to try to keep your elbow underneath your hand and in external rotation as long as we can before we get to the very top, and you can kind of flare your elbows out a little bit. Okay, there will be more on that tomorrow. Anyway, well, today, whatever. We have a lot of things in the workout. We have 9 things. 9 things? Yeah, 9 things. A couple things I want to talk about. In terms of deadlift, could you come and stand right over here? Sorry, I didn't set this up all that well. For all the exercises, I want you guys to be paying attention to how you're doing things, but especially a couple of them. Okay, so deadlifting first. I've seen some people have some ugly deadlifts recently, and I just want to address a couple of problems that I saw. Almost everybody picks things up well. You want to remember happy spine. We talked about this to death, though. Happy spine, when you pick things up, it is nice and flat. We'll go down and get the bar, keeping the tension in our butt. And then as we come up, we're here, whatever. It's mostly the problem with coming back down, okay? People seem to want to keep the bar too close to them and stay too upright, okay? Let me move to right here. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to be able to clear your knees out of the way and bend over enough that you're actually missing your knees, okay? So these don't necessarily have to go back so much as you need to push your butt back and get yourself to come down, right? Shoulders forward, over top of the bar. This is okay. This is not a bad position to be in. All right, we don't really need to be completely upright. All right, so that's the deadlift. Squats, they don't necessarily have anything on your back, so I want you to pay attention to where your knees are going, where your hips are going. You try to stay upright, as upright as you can. When we go down, we want, knees going out like this, okay? What we're trying to do is we're trying to keep our butt nice and tight as we go and as we go down, right? So kind of pulling ourselves down, keeping ourselves upright, avoiding the butt wink, okay? We have rowing, which I'll talk about in more detail at some other point. Box jumps, we have push-ups, double unders, swings. Swings, very similar to the deadlift in terms of what you're doing with your hips, right? But we want wide feet. I don't see a lot of people swing with wide feet. Swing with wide feet, okay? Swing with wide feet, pushing the hips back, trying to keep your knee from moving too much, right? We want shins vertical, okay? So it's mostly back and forward and up, right? Only to here, not to here. All right, those are the things I want you to pay attention to. With our push-ups, I want you guys, again, hands into the ground, really, kind of spreading the ground apart, generating that torque that is going to make our shoulders nice and stable. Basically, it's 30 reps. The goal for today is not to stop, right? It's hopefully 30 reps that you can do straight through, all but unbroken. And I want you guys to, I wanted to give you guys ample opportunity to practice things without a whole ton of weight, right? The deadlift is 135. It's just push-ups, it's air squats. These things aren't necessarily difficult in and of themselves. It's not 30 reps of them shouldn't be hard. The difficulty should come with obviously them stacking on top of each other. The reason we can use the rower is tomorrow what we're going to do is we're going to kind of divide ourselves into partners or whatnot, and not everyone is going to start at the same place, but the exercises are ordered so that you can start just about anywhere and still have the same outcome. All right, so nothing's going to interfere with each other. Anyway, that is going to be, today. Anyway, see you guys then.